This is chapter 14, number 4. We're asked to compute the Pearson correlation. So the Pearson correlation is, again, it's, let me put my, I'll put the formulas over here. Put them on the right. So we're going to do R, and we're going to get the sum of products over the square root of the sum of squares of the x variable times the sum of squares of the y variable. Okay, so let's define these components. So the sum of the products, we're going to use a definitional formula for this one, and that was the x variables minus the mean of the x variables times y minus the mean of the y variables. And of course, the sum of the squares of x and the squares of y is just the formula sum of squares equals the sum of the square deviations of, so the sum of squares of x is this, and of course the sum of squares of y is the exact same thing, minus the mean of y squared. Okay, so these are our formulas, so we can work them out here and just do the traditional, so let's add these up first, right? So this adds up to 12, and this also adds up to 12. So we have that our mean is going to be then, that's 12 divided by 4, so it's going to be 3. And the mean of y is going to be 12 divided by 4, which is 3. So if we start doing our columns, we can get the x minus the mean of the x's and do a column for this one. And we can do a column for y minus the mean of the y's. So x minus the mean of x, 3 minus 3 is 0, 0 minus 3 is negative 3, 6 minus 3 is 3, 3 minus 3 is 0. Then let's do the y's. So y minus the mean of y, 4 minus 3 is 1, 1 minus 3 is negative 2, 6 minus 3 is 3, 1 minus 3 is negative 2. So to get the sum of products, now we have these two components, but we have to find their product and then sum that. Okay, so let's do it right here. I guess I have space here. So now we have, I'm going to partition these. We have x minus the mean of x times y minus the mean of y. And I'm going to make a line here. Okay, so now we're just multiplying these. 0 times 1 is 0. Negative 3 times negative 2 is 6. 3 times 3 is 9, and 0, right? So the sum of these is the sum of the products, right? So 9 and 6 is 15. Okay, so the sum of products equals 15. So now we have the top component. Let's just figure out these two things, and that's just the columns we've already made but squared, right? So let's we already made these columns. I'm going to do it down here. X minus the mean of x squared, y minus the mean of y. Move that up a little bit. Okay, so we're just taking these columns and squaring them, right? So 0 squared is 0, 3 squared is 9, 3 squared is 9, or negative, that was negative 3, but it's positive 9, 0. Um, 1 squared is 1, negative 2 squared is positive 4, 3 squared is 9, and positive 4. So we have that the sums of these two things, that's 18, and this is also 18. Okay, so we can fill in our formula now. So we have, we'll do it right here. We have that R equals, SP is 15 over square root of 18 times 18. And of course, this is 15 over, and this is really 18 squared, right? So those two things out cancel each other. So we have 15 over 18, which is, if you divide it by 3, we get 5 6s. So if you punch that into your calculator, you should get that R is equal to approximately 0.83. Okay, so that this is chapter 14, number 4.